Hi, I'm Mama Bear to Many. I am mom to 14 children, and a long time ago, I stopped using Band-Aids. What do I use instead of Band-Aids? Band-Aids are really expensive, and I don't want to spend that much money for the kids having to just put a little Band-Aid on a scrape that doesn't even need a Band-Aid. We put a little cream on there, but they'll just wear Band-Aids like they're some fashion product. So we don't use Band-Aids anymore, but what we do use is so cheap and so easy, and it stays on 10 times better that you'll never turn back. Okay, so for small boo-boos, we would just take, these are like makeup pads, so you can either use makeup pads or like 2x2 gauze. For bigger things, we would use a 4x4 gauze. You can use a bunch of these. You can buy these on Amazon for so cheap. You can get them at your local, like Walgreens, CVS, whatever. These are 4x4s, and then there's also 2x2s, or you can just buy 4x4s, cut them in half, and then cut them in half again, and you have a little 2x2. Okay, so you can always just cut this down to size, or I actually got these makeup pads. They were actually expired and somebody gave them to us. So we have these little makeup pads. So what we would do is we would take our homemade cream, which is homemade Neosporin cream. And so we make this every year. I'm going to be making some. I have some oils and stuff soaking now. So we will have an upcoming video on how we make this. We call it boo-boo cream. So bring your boo-boo cream over. So we have this boo-boo cream, and we would apply... it's been used. We would apply this to the wound itself, and then we just glob it right on there. And then we would use one of these gauze things, place it over the wound, over the globbiness. And then we do one of two things. A lot of times we'll just use, especially for younger kids, an old top to a sock. So this was like the sock with like the foot part would come off here, and we just cut this part. See how it's like ribbed? See that there? Okay, so these stretch out really good. Now, say we have a hand wound for a child. We would actually, I'm pulling this over, take the wound, like we would take the thing like this, and I would just cut out a thumb hole right there, and then it would fit right over their hand like this, and it would stay super tight against it. So all I would do is just cut just a tiny hole, and then they could wear this. You might have seen like in videos my kids wearing it, but if you have another spot, say like just the hand up here and it's not around this bottom section here, then you can just have it there. So, or it could be like on the arm or anything like that. So basically what you would do is you would put your little thing on, then oops, really good, huh? Okay, so this would be under here, cream, gauze, and then that on, and then you have a bandage just like that. And they stay on really, really well, and you're using something that is totally cheap, free. Most of the time the kids blow out the toes in their socks first, so you're not even having to buy anything. You're just taking what you're not going to use. So I keep a bag of just tops of socks in all different sizes. Bigger socks could be used like all around your knee. Works really great if they like skin their knees or something like that. I find the 4x4 gauze is like our favorite to keep. Once I open it up, I put it in a little Ziploc bag. So that is what we do. If we had something that was a little bit more extreme or is on a smaller part of the body, I have this. You can buy it at like Tractor Supply, or you can buy it on Amazon, and it's less than $1 a roll if you buy on Amazon. So I end up just buying, you can get it in 2-inch or 4-inch. This is 4-inch. It's almost like an Ace bandage, yet it's it's sticky on one side, so it will stick to itself. So you could just wrap this around a wound. I tend not to do this except if we were going to do, say, a finger or an odd spot. So for a finger, I would take scissors and I would cut this in half, and then I would just put the gauze on, say like that, and then we would wrap that around, and we would have a bandage for a finger. And it stays on a lot better, because once you put a Band-Aid on, then it doesn't have the other side, so it's not completely going around it. So what happens is if you put any cream on it, it just ends up sliding off, and you're putting like 5 or 6 bandages on per day, especially when you have young ones. So this is what I have done for years, and I have never had any problems, never had any complaints, and it's super cheap, guys, super cheap. So I hope this tip helps you.